I remember it was in my 40s, and for the first time, I was asking myself questions I had never made space for before. Is this it? Is this all there is? What do I actually want? Not for everyone else, but for me. There was a steering for something more. My son had moved to college. I'd been through a divorce. And somewhere deep inside, I could feel that I had more to give, more to become, more to build. And I thought about arriving at retirement years and perhaps realizing that I had played it too small. I wanted to make sure that I had allowed myself to go after the life that I was dreaming about. But here's the part that no one tells us about the moment of awakening. The desire shows up, and then right after it comes the doubt. Who do you think you are? Isn't it too late for you? You do not even know where to start. And that gap between what you feel called towards and your belief that you can actually get there, that is a confidence problem. And it is exactly what this series is about. Because I have started the journey and continue. It has not been linear or graceful, but I have been working very hard at rebuilding something inside of myself that no one can take from me. And I am here because I believe that you can do the same thing as well. Hi, friend. I'm Ileana. I'm a midlife coach. And this is video 1 of my confidence series, created specially for women in midlife and beyond who feel the same quiet pull towards something more that I felt, but are not quite sure how to trust themselves enough to go after it. Today, we are going to talk about what is actually happening, the real reasons confidence shifts in this season. And let me tell you, confidence in this season of our life is not luxury. It's not vanity. It is not something to get to once everything else settles down. It is the very foundation of everything you are still here to build. Because so many of you are in the middle of a transition right now. You are starting something, rebuilding something, reimagining what the second half of your life may look like. And whether it is a business, a new chapter in your health, a creative dream, a relationship, a sense of purpose, none of it moves forward without belief and that confidence in yourself. And that belief, that is what we are going to spend the entire series rebuilding together, because this is as much for you as it is for me. So let us start here with the why. Because before we can build confidence, we need to understand why we struggle with confidence even more in our midlife years. Research on self-efficacy, our belief in our own ability to achieve what we set out to do, consistently shows that confidence is not just a nice feeling. It is a biological driver of outcomes. Psychologist Alvaro Bandura demonstrated across decades of research that self-efficacy directly predicts whether a person takes action, how much effort they sustain, and how they respond when things get hard. In other words, your belief in yourself does not follow your success. It fuels it. And a published study on psychological well-being in midlife women found that self-efficacy was the single strongest predictor of well-being during the transition, more than symptom management, more than external support systems. The women who believed in themselves experienced measurably better outcomes. There's also a research showing that women who approach midlife with a sense of acceptance rather than dread actually experience fewer and less severe physical and emotional symptoms. Your mindset is not just positive thinking, it's biology. It literally changes the experience your body has of this transition. And for those of us building something, a business, a new career path, a creative venture, confidence matters more than ever. Research on women entrepreneurs has found that self-confidence is one of the primary factors separating women who pursue their goals and women who don't. It is not skills, not resources, not right time. It's confidence. So when your confidence fades in midlife, and for many of us it does, it is not just a personal struggle. It is a strategic obstacle to the life we are trying to build. And that is exactly why we are going to take it seriously. Let me share with you 5 reasons that influence why confidence shifts so significantly in midlife. The first one is body changes. And nobody warned us about how much suddenly our body starts acting in ways it did not used to. It starts reminding us of those old injuries. We start reaching for glasses, experiencing pains that were never there before. But it goes deeper than that everyday aches and pains. In midlife, our body composition shifts in ways that can feel almost overnight. The muscle tone requires more intentional training, and the fat distribution towards the midsection, regardless of how well we are eating or how consistently we are moving, which is not a personal failure, it is our biology. Our skin changes too. Collagen slows, firmness, softness, and the face in the mirror looks genuinely different than it did a decade ago. These are real changes, and it is okay to acknowledge them without shame. When so much shifts at once, especially outside of our control, we can begin to question ourselves in much larger ways. Not just my body's changing, but who am I now? That physical uncertainty bleeds into our confidence in areas that have nothing to do with our bodies at all. Our body is moving through one of the most significant biological transitions in our life, and it is asking for a new kind of patience, attention, and care. The second one is body image and how society has shaped the way that we see ourselves. We live in a culture that has spent decades telling us our value is tied to how young we look. And yes, taking care of ourselves matters. How we feel in our bodies is connected to how we show up in our lives. But there's a difference between taking care of ourselves because you deserve and it is healthy for us, and tearing ourselves down because the culture says that we are not young enough. And the cultural messages that we receive every single day blurs the line in ways that quietly erode our confidence. Research confirms that body dissatisfaction in midlife is directly linked to lower confidence and reduced well-being. The good news is this: the same research that shows that women who navigate this season best are the ones who consciously shift from measuring their worth by how they look to knowing their worth by who they are. The third one is a very impactful one, and it is hormones and how it is affecting our confidence among everything else. The hormonal shifts of perimenopause and menopause do not just affect your body, they directly affect your brain chemistry, the neurotransmitters that regulate mood, anxiety, sleep, and stress. Dr. Nisa Mosconi has shown through brain imaging research that the perimenopausal brain is in a genuine state of neurological transition, directly impacting mood, memory, and our ability to regulate stress. These are real, measurable changes, not exaggerated. And here's the hopeful part: women who approach this transition with acceptance rather than dread report fewer and milder symptoms. Your mindset about this season is not separate from your biology. It is part of it. Nothing is wrong with you. Something is changing in you, and there is a very significant difference between those two things. The fourth is how the workplace can be a genuinely hard place for women, affecting confidence. I want to be honest with you about this one. Age bias in the workplace is documented and measurable. Recent data shows that nearly 2/3 of workers over 50 have either witnessed or directly experienced age discrimination at work. And research consistently shows it hits women harder than men. There's even a term being used now, the menopausal penalty. There is a professional cost women pay during and after this transition that is rarely spoken about openly. If you have felt overlooked, passed over, or quietly managed out, you are not imagining that. If that experience has shaken your confidence in your abilities, your value, your relevance, I need you to hear me. The way others treated you, it's not a reflection of what you are actually worth. Your value, your wisdom, your experience, none of that disappeared. You were simply in a room that could no longer see what you bring. And a room that cannot see your worth does not get to define it. You do, and I want to make sure that you remember that. The fifth reason is everything arriving at once. It is rarely just one thing. This is a season when multiple changes collide all at the same time. Relationships shifting, a marriage evolving or ending, children leaving the nest, parents who now need you the way that you once needed them, a career that no longer fits, a sense of identity that was built around roles that are changing. Sometimes a layoff, sometimes a health scare. When all of this arrives at the same season, which it is so often does in midlife and beyond, of course, confidence wavers. You are not weak. You are carrying an enormous amount, often without a roadmap, often without anyone acknowledging how significant this transition truly is. Here's what I want you to take away from today. None of what I just described means something is permanently wrong with you. It means you are moving through one of the most significant transitions of your life, physically, neurologically, relationally, and spiritually, often all at the same time. And the fact that your confidence has been shaken is not a sign that you are not strong enough. It is a sign that you are human and that this season is real. But here's what I also know, and what the research confirms: the confidence you build on the other side of this transition is different from the confidence that you had before. It is steadier. It is rooted in something that no one can take from you because it comes from the inside. That is the confidence that we are building in this series. And it's the most powerful version of it that you will ever carry. If you are in the middle of it right now, the doubt, the uncertainty, the questioning, I want you to know this is actually the chapter where everything starts to shift. You are going to come through it more grounded and more fully yourself than ever before. In video 2, we're going to talk about how to actually start rebuilding our confidence. Practical, science-backed steps that work specifically from where you are right now. Steps designed for women who have already lived a full life and are choosing to build an even fuller one. Make sure that you are subscribed because I don't want you to miss it. And in the comments below, I would love to know which of these 5 reasons resonated with you the most today. Let's name it together because naming it is always where the healing begins. And friend, I want you to remember, you are not too old, it is not too late, and you are not behind. You are a woman with wisdom, experience, and a purpose that is not finished yet. The confidence that you are looking for is not gone. It is waiting for you to come back to it. And that is exactly what we are going to do together in this series. I look forward to seeing you in video 2. Take good care of yourself. Bye, friend.